Hey darlings, it's Alexandra Lawrence from Between Heaven and Earth, and on this vlog we're going to be talking about beginnings. Now, I personally love beginnings. This is the beginning of the week, this is the beginning of a new month, and there's something special about how we set up beginnings. And I want to talk to you about how you set up your day. How you start your day is an essential piece of how you set yourself up for success. And I know if you're watching this, that is something you want in your life. You want to know how to set yourself up for success. You want to know how you can step up into your exceptional life and how you can truly embrace and step into the exceptional being that you are. Underneath all of your stuff, you are exceptional. So let's start with your morning routine. I have found in my own life that it is such an important part of my day, and also I found in my clients' life that them setting up a morning routine that puts them in a higher vibration, makes all the difference between a okay day, a mediocre day, and an exceptional day, and a day that they love, a day that they adore, and a day that they feel successful during and at the end of it. So I don't know whether you're one of these people who gets up with an alarm and gets in the shower, has breakfast, and then goes to work, or starts their day immediately. Now, I know personally that has never worked for me in setting myself or putting myself into my highest possible frequency. And I know that doesn't work for my clients either. And just by making this one shift, creating this one routine, creating this one habit, or creating this sacred space around your mornings makes all the difference. So let me give you a possible example of what creating a sacred morning might look like. And I'll give you my morning. Now, it shifts and changes ever so slightly, but the essence of it remains the same, which is my focus and my big why, as we've spoken about before, is to get myself into the highest frequency that I can, so I can set myself up for success and I can have that exceptional and extraordinary day. And it looks a little bit like this. So yes, I wake up to an alarm. Some people prefer not to, and I understand and I completely respect if you are one of those people. But for me, I want to get up at an hour where I have at least 2 hours, sometimes 3, depending on my day, where I devote it to certain practices and certain intentional practices. So I wake up to an alarm, and that will alter between 6 and 6:30. And what I do as soon as I wake up is I open my eyes and I revel in the comfort of my bed. Now, what I'm doing by enjoying the sensation of my pillow and the mattress and the duvet or comforter is I'm actually infusing a feeling of abundance, and I'm infusing a feeling of bliss and joy, because that's how I want to live my day. I want to live it from that high frequency place and that place of bliss and joy. And to tell you the truth, I don't know a single person who doesn't want that for themselves? So I start off with that. And then I take care, to be completely honest with you, of my cats. So I go downstairs, I let my cats out, I feed them their breakfast, so that responsibility is done. And then I go back upstairs and I spend time in a meditative practice. Now that can alter between a guided meditation and my affirmations and my mantras, or just general breathing exercises to get my breath and my diaphragm and my lungs ready to receive the day ahead. And the reason why I spend time with my mantras and my affirmations is because I'm setting my intention for the day. I'm setting what I want to focus on. And there's one thing that I say every day over and over again, which is, Infinite Spirit, I give thanks for this exceptional day. And miracle follows miracle, and wonders never cease. And just repeating that several times, I can actually feel my frequency raising. And it doesn't have to be that type of mantra for you. It can be something that you've completely and utterly customized and tailor-made for your situation. But that's a real go-to for me. And there'll be certain other intentions I set depending on what I have going on during that day, or I have planned for that day. So I spend about 15 minutes to half an hour. And this is a practice that my husband and I share. I must say that he meditates longer than I do in the mornings, but that man has amazing focus. So it's something that we have created within our marriage, and it is a sacred container. We both highly respect and honor each other's space for meditation. So 15 minutes to half an hour meditation for me. And then it is either some form of exercise, which is normally yoga, or my husband and I might go off and go for a walk, or we'll go get wood on our bikes into the national forest. But to get some form of to get the lungs really going, to get the heart rate up a little bit. And that can actually be as simple, again, as I said, as breath work. And I'll also do that. And then it comes down to my nurturing practices. So I choose the foods and the drinks that I know help raise my frequency. Now for me, it's some form of protein and fat. So that looks like I might have an open-faced sandwich, as we call it in our family, which is hummus and avocado and arugula and onion and tomato, cucumber, that kind of thing. And then I make my green smoothie, which is something I do every single morning, and that has made a huge difference for me. And my green smoothie is basically chlorella, wheatgrass, soy milk, strawberries, bananas, spinach, whatever it is I feel like putting in, but probiotics. So I spend time, intentional, mindful time, in creating those things that nurture me. And also, because of my British heritage and my British roots, a cup of tea is part of that. Now, the cup of tea is the next step for me, and I get out my journal and I sit with my cup of tea and I write about what I appreciate. I set my intentions, and I write about how I want my day to look like, what I want to infuse in my day, what I want to focus on. And then if I haven't done exercise prior to that, that will be the time for me to partake in exercise. And all of that combined, probably, as I said, takes about a couple of hours. And that is sacred time for me, because I tell you what, I feel my best when I do those practices, and I am ready to walk with grace into my day. And I have raised myself up to such a point where even the challenging aspects that come through, that are mirrored for me throughout my day, I can take them on with honor, I take them on with grace, and there is an ease of transformation, and there is a greater awareness and consciousness in which I do the things that I want to do. And I'm very clear about that. I'm very clear about what is it that I want to do, and following that. Some people, there has been a phrase that has been coined, which is following your bliss. And that is definitely an intention of mine. I want to enjoy myself. Life is meant to be joyful and fun and inspirational. And we are the architects of our day. And creating this morning routine, creating this morning ritual, creating this sacred space is just one way that we consciously become the architect of our day. Now, we are all architects of our day, and a lot of the time it's an unconscious creative process. You think about how you wake up in the morning. If you wake up feeling rushed or stressed, or if you're coming from a place of lack, like I haven't had enough sleep, that's a place of lack. Or I haven't got enough time, that's a place of lack. If you feel that you haven't got enough time, then set an alarm and set it an hour before you usually wake up. And if you are one of these people who require or want 8 to 9 hours of sleep, then make sure the night before that you're getting to bed at the time that allows you to get those 8 to 9 hours worth of sleep, so you can wake up that hour early. So you can really start implementing these high frequency habits. You'll hear me talk a lot about high frequency living, and it's one of my taglines because it's something I'm passionate about and something I believe in and something I have experienced in my own life and experienced in my clients' life. That when we come from that place, that on center, on purpose, high frequency place, our days are transformed, our days are joyful and blissful. That doesn't mean challenges aren't experienced, because remember, we live in a holographic experience, meaning that our experience mirrors our internal state. So if we are in a state of high frequency, if we are aligned, if we are on center and on purpose, and we're following our bliss, the only thing that can be mirrored back to us is that. The only thing that can be mirrored back to us is an exceptional day, because we are fully in our exceptional being. So start to play around a little bit with what your ideal morning looks like, and start to work out, when do I feel great? When do I feel better? What practices help me feel wonderful? What practices raise my energy? What practices make me feel lighter and inspired and joyful? And then once you've worked that out, then work out how you are going to implement them and how are you going to put them into your day, how you're going to put them into your morning ritual. This in itself is such a sacred practice, because what you're doing is you're investing in you, and you're starting to really realize that you are the creator of your own reality. There's something that I say often, and I get my clients to say often to themselves: I love knowing that I am the creator of my own reality. And when you really grasp that and start to integrate it, there is so much freedom in that. Yes, there's 100% responsibility, but within that 100% responsibility, there is freedom and there is empowerment. And you would not be following me or watching my videos or my vlogs if you did not want to feel empowered, if you did not want to feel freedom, if you did not want to fully embody that you are the creator of your own reality. So start looking at your morning and start seeing how you set yourself up, because how we do one thing, we do everything. And how we set up our day really does affect how the rest of our day is going to be. And more importantly, it affects the person, the perspective that you're going to approach your day with, the person that you're going to be throughout your day. And you get to choose that. We have so many forks on our path during our day where we get to choose to feel a little better, or we get to choose to feel a little worse. And I can tell you, most of us choose to feel a little worse. We allow those intrusive thoughts, those negative thoughts to come in. We allow ourselves to be influenced and controlled by our external experience. And really, that's a mirror of our internal state. So play around with it, have fun. Really see this as setting yourself up for success, because that's what it is. And I am 100% committed to your success, your expansion, your transformation, and your growth. And I do my best to step into my exceptional being when I communicate these things to you. And I want you to have as many tools as you possibly can to create a life that you adore, because you deserve to live a life that you adore. I hope that this has been an inspiration to you. I hope that you take on this homework for this week of starting to create your ideal morning ritual. Take out all the shoulds, take out all the responsibilities, and really just focus on you, what your ideal morning is going to look like. Because you can create it. You can work it into your schedule. I myself, I have a busy schedule, and I still give myself those 2 hours in the morning, so I can be the person that I want to be, so I can be my highest self going into my day and throughout my day. And I can tell you this, if I don't do it, I notice a difference. I notice a difference that my frequency and my vibration is lower, and therefore my day, I mean, you can shift it, of course, throughout your day with consciousness and awareness, but there is a little bit more struggle. Things are a little bit more challenging. So one practice that a client of mine does is she puts on inspiring music and she dances her butt off, just to raise her frequency. There are many different ways that you can do it, and I know that you know in your heart what those things are. As always, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your stories. I would love to hear how this has impacted you, any aha moments that you have had, and how you got on with the homework. I would love to hear what morning ritual you have created, because that's also an inspiration for me. And then we get to share and we get to connect on a deeper level. So don't forget to email me at alexandra@betweenheavenandearth.us.com. I look forward to deeply connecting with you the next time, and I wish you many blessings and love on the path that you are treading. Remember, you are exceptional, and you deserve to give yourself the gift of the practices that allow you to step into your exceptional being. Until next time.